John is very deliberate and intentional and strategic. He's just that way in life and in business. So when he's planning a hunt, he doesn't treat it any different. He creates a plan. He creates a blueprint for what he can control, which is a lot. A lot of us spend time, planning hunts, and we plan the hunt part, like meaning shooting the animal or packing out the animal. Like we think of the fun things, the more sexier things. When John is planning, he is planning for all contingencies around shelters, peril, fire, water, all the different things that you have to think about if you actually want to have a successful backcountry hunt and you want to stay alive. So I guess he's just looking at it more comprehensively, and most of us do that, but I don't think we do a great job on some of those more, I don't know, basic things, because we throw some fire starter in our backpack and maybe we've never even tried to use it, or we have, we'll figure out where water is later once we get back there. And some of that works and you get away with it, that's fine. But then when it doesn't work, it's not so good. You can get yourself in a really dangerous situation. So I always appreciate that John kind of makes you take a step back and think through like the best case scenarios and the worst case scenarios, so you can have a more successful hunt. The second thing is he preaches practicing what you plan. So for example, if you have your backpack dialed to go in the backcountry, or at least you think you do, that summer before, do a couple multi-night trips, just hikes. Go try it out. Try out your system. See where it fails. Take note of it. Go back, fix them. So when you actually get to the hunt, you're not having to have all these realizations and ruin this hunt you've planned your whole year for. So practicing, just like you shoot your bow or you exercise your muscles, practice these other things. All the pieces of equipment that you have, put them to the test, and your skills. Put your skills to the test. Can you survive if you get wet? Like one of the things he talks about is cold, getting in cold water with all your clothes on. You can find those videos online of him teaching these trainings. It's pretty crazy how I wouldn't know how to get warm if I fell into an icy river. Well, he teaches that. So you can practice some of these things, just like you practice shooting your bow or your gun. The third thing is he's big about documenting. He usually has a written journal he takes with him. And so when something breaks down or something doesn't work, or he learns something to make, something he can make better, he actually documents it and brings it out with him. And just over the course of time has just really dialed in his system. Reminds me a lot of Ryan Lampers again, who has a very dialed system that he's very comfortable with because it's been tested over time and tweaked and tweaked and tweaked and tweaked and tweaked. The last thing is filling your quiver with all kinds of different skills. Even if you're not worried about finding clean water to drink, have a plan to where if let's just say your spring that you had last year where you're getting clean water, let's say you get in there 5 miles and this year it's dried up. What is your plan? How are you going to deal with that? Let's say you have to, instead of a clean spring, now you have to get water out of a stock pond or something gross. Do you have a plan for that? Can you purify that water? Instead of having just pills or a SteriPen, do you have an actual filter so you can filter out all the sediment? You may know how to build a fire with matches and a lighter and the fire starter, but what if all that stuff falls out into a river and you don't have it and you got to warm up? Do you know how to start a fire without it? I don't. I'm not saying I do either. I need to learn some of these things alongside you. I just think that he makes you think of all these contingencies ultimately to make you more comfortable in these uncomfortable places, therefore staying out longer, therefore being more successful. So lots of good stuff to dive into there. Check that out. And if you do go to outdoorclass.com and order his class and sign up for his class, use my code Altitude. I get credit for that. It helps me, it helps support the show. So go check out Barklow. Amazing.